Hello, everyone. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Welcome to Past Papers practice session for corporate reporting, right? In these class, our aim is to make sure that
Yeah, guys.
So in these classes, we are planning to uh, do some of the recent past papers of corporate reporting exam, so that we can do the enough practice, right? You guys know about this particular corporate reporting. As we had a great orientation, the pages are here, and you will be getting the PDFs. The thing is, if you want to pass this paper, you need to do the recent practice. That what exactly is testing currently, right? So as of now, what we have done in LMS that you have got, you would have covered these accounting standards, right? As of now, these accounting standards must have been covered through LMS, right? The classes are there, and the tutor has explained very explicitly about these particular accounting standards, right? And we have done some question practice as well, but that was from the old syllabus, or we can say that kind of there was some questions of ACCA, some questions of ICAEW. So now what we are planning is that since we have done enough practice of this area, now we are planning to do recent past papers, right? And I'm here, your tutor, for solving this area. And then once the exam is available or the advanced information is available, so I'll be doing this with you, right? So we have two things that we should be doing. One is this recent past paper question, and the other one is advanced information. So I'm planning to solve at least five recent questions, right? At least five recent questions with you guys so that you have enough idea. And by the time I've also provided you with the kit as well, right? The recent kit as well, so that if you guys have enough idea of solving and you have done enough questions, so you can solve these type of questions as well, right? But first, I would say that if you want to solve the kit, many of the questions would be done by our team. The remaining should be done by yours, right? The thing is that before diving into the kit, try to have seen all the classes that we have uploaded. So once we have provided you with all the classes, then you can effectively do the kit, right? Like, see, there are questions, huh? You can solve. We have done many of the questions. Like this is ethics question. Then we have property, plant, and equipment questions. Then we have leases questions. So you can do this, but once you have to see all the classes, then only you can see this. And the kit would be available on the LMS. So no need to worry about that. This complete PDF would be available on the LMS. So no need to worry about that, right? So we have provided you each and everything. The thing is that you need to study, right? So recent, just a second. Huh? And yes, guys, if you have any question, my number is with you. I'm there to support you till the end, until unless you pass this paper. Okay. So recent past paper practice session, right? So, sir, which of the attempt you have opted to solve now? Let me bring that paper here first, and then I can tell you that we will be solving this paper, okay? Just a second. Huh? I'm just transiting that paper into your screen so it would be visible. yeah, guys. So what do we have now? We have one of the recent exam of corporate reporting. In this paper, you must be knowing that we have three questions, right? So first question probably is 30 marks, but what the problem they have done is that they haven't given you they haven't given you the first question in this paper, right? So the thing is that we'll be solving second question and third question so that we should be knowing about the recent practice. Now the do is what student do wrong is that they don't focus on the recent papers. They just do classes and uh, they just do the past previous papers and then go into the exam. No, this shouldn't be the case. So our aim for this session would be that at least we should be solving these two questions. And yes, my annotated notes would also be available on the LMS, so you don't need to worry about that as well. Okay, so let's start with question two, guys. You must be knowing that we have 3.5 hours for this question, for this paper, CR, and here we have three questions, and only total marks are given. This is one of the important things that in this exam, in corporate reporting exam, only total marks are being given, not the requirement wise. You'll see this, right? You can read this paper as well with you so that you have this one. So yeah, here it is, right? So let just start with question two, and then we'll try solving this. Let me add some sliders here so that no one gets confused, right? So I add a slider so that I can provide you the complete PDF. Now, the thing is that, right? So it's November 24 CR exam question, right? So we are solving November 24 CR exam question. And here we'll try to do both of the questions today, but if God forbid it isn't possible, so we'll conduct more classes, right? So now, question two, assume the date is 4 November 24, and you should be expecting same, right? The thing is that you should be expecting same for your exam as well, for your exam as well. So why I should be expecting the same? The thing is that the reason is that you should be expecting the same for your exam because it's one of the recent paper, right? Like this is November 25 attempt that we are going to prepare for, and we are solving the question of November 24. So we must be saying that yeah, kind of a similar thing, right? So if we just brief that what I was telling you about this 40 marks thing is that you will be given requirements. You'll be given exhibits here, right? You will be given exhibits, three exhibits, and see, there isn't any sort of requirement here, right? And they have told you about uh, 40 marks. And here what they have said is that respond to the instructions, right? Respond to the instructions from George Kessels, the audit manager. So here, something is given regarding this. Here, something is given regarding uh, your requirement, right? So something is given here, but again, we'll see this exhibit. We can have a look at that. So these are the requirements, but again, see, no marks, right? There isn't any marks. And on and all, you know that this question is for 40 marks. And one more thing is that this might be the question that uses that software as well, right? This might be the question that uses that software. So if that question or if that is using a software, that means that we would have to read the advanced information for this attempt as well, right? Although the advanced information possess 7 to 10 marks, but the thing is that since I am making you prepare for this, so I need to solve each and everything. So the thing was that I was telling you is that see, no marks here. And all in all, you know that this complete requirement is having 40 marks. All in all, you know that this complete requirement is having 40 marks, nothing else, right? So I believe that you must be knowing now that this is a technical paper and you have to take care of it. Yes, guys. So shall we start reading? So aren't we reading the advanced information first, right? I would be saying, guys, we should be attempting the question. We'll take care of the advanced information, but we should be attempting the question, right? So that we must be knowing that what exactly is testing, and I'll cover the advanced information as well. So don't worry, we'll cover the advanced information, but what I'm going to prove with you is that if someone is not prepared with advanced information, what is going to happen? How much from this 40 marks can be scored, right? If someone is not prepared for that. So don't worry. So guys, just like similar, I'm a tutor of ACCA. I myself is an ACCA member and ACCA and ICAEW member as well. So don't worry, you are in the right hands, right? And you can check on my profile as well. The thing is that what I used to teach in ACCA as well, the SPL paper, it's kind of a similar touch. Although these papers are pretty heavy, but these SPL's paper and these papers are kind of an extraordinary one. So we have to think of it, right? And we have to mark each and every important thing. So you work in the audit department of Foster LLP. Remembering the name of companies is great. We are an auditor now, a firm of ICAEW chartered accountants, right? You are an audit senior. So guys, you are an audit senior, and those who have corporate experience or audit experience, they're gonna be having an edge. If you guys have worked as an audit senior, you would be having an edge, that's for sure, right? On LSK audit for the year ended 31st December 2023, the audit manager, George Castles, gives you the following briefing. You have reviewed the background information, the advanced information. See, I told you. Yeah, when I attempted this paper like a couple of years back, the advanced information was used to be in question one, right? But now what examiner has done, it has shifted that in question two recently. So that means question one of 30 marks is free from advanced information. It's just question two that has advanced information, right? So that means we have to review the advanced information. Yeah, you guys have to review the advanced information as well, without having intention. Okay. The background information extracts from the head of strategies report and the analytical procedures prepared by Ben Judd. You have also familiarized yourself with the data in data analytics software. Guys, this is the thing, right? This software, practicing this software. I've made many classes on it. Practicing this software, I have made many classes. What they used to do is if you have done the audit, you must be knowing that while in an audit scenario, you used to go before the year end and ask management 11 months data, right? And once you have covered the year end and those 11 months, you ask for the 12th month if the year has passed, right? So that means they have given you the 11 months data for LSK, right? Ended 30th November 2023. So LSK is the audit client. Year end is 30th November 2023, and you have been given the 11 months data, just like real scenario. So that means ICAEW kind of equip you with the real life things. What exactly is happening in real life, right? So ICAEW equips with you to you like this, right? So data for December 2023 has been imported into the data analytics software from LSK's nominal ledger. So the full year nominal ledger data for the year ended 31st December is now available, right, guys? So that means the full year data will be available in exam information. What you have in advanced information, you have 11 months data to be analyzed. So my strategy is that once we have got advanced information, right, try to write down, some good points that you think, oh yeah, that's it. Try to write down some good points that, oh yeah, that is it. It's a good one, right? So that you have an idea that, oh, okay, these were the points in advanced information. You have noted it, and now when you go into the exam, you have 12 months. Now, students what students commonly ask us, that, sir, do we have to read? Do we have to analyze that 11 months completely? So see, it's not completely, because in exam, you wouldn't be having 11 plus 1. You would be having a complete 12 months, right? So there shouldn't be much more anomaly. If there is much more anomaly, so that means there's something bad happening in an entity, right? So you should be knowing that what exactly in 11 months has ended, right? Where our projections are, where we are going to go. You should be knowing that, right? Once you have known that, and you are in exam and you have got the 12 months, so that you can relate that whether, yeah, this matches with advanced information or not. And if that matches, so that means it's quite clean and clear that you can write down those points, right? So how do we make sure that we have analyzed the correct advanced information? So the thing is that once it is released, you will be seeing me, okay? You'll be seeing my classes, you'll be preparing your points, you'll be discussing it with me. So this is how things would go, huh? This is how things would go. So Olivia Bryan has sent some information on new production facility project, okay? Exhibit 1, okay? One of Foster's key objectives is to ensure that significant risk of material misstatement are identified, and it is thought that 2 initiatives introduced by LSK will lead to additional risk. Okay, so that means, guys, that there is some kind of a requirement of misstatement as well. And that means that accounting standards have been tested, and you have to take care of that as well. Okay, and identified and thought that 2 initiatives introduced by LSK. So in advanced information, they would have discussed 2 initiatives as well. So we'll read that advanced information and we'll think on these initiatives as well, right? Will lead to additional risks. So Eric Penn, LSK's accountant. So Eric is our accountant, okay, has sent some information relating to these initiatives and how they have been accounted for in LSK's draft financial statements, 31st December 2023. So a common mistake that I see is that wrong accounting treatment, and we have to investigate that, right? So wrong accounting treatment, and we have to investigate that, okay? I have set out in a separate document my instructions for the task that I would like you to perform today, and it's Exhibit 3. So Exhibit 1 needs to be read, okay? So we have to read, to be read is, guys, this session would take around 5-6 hours, right? We have to do many questions, of practice, and these sessions would lead you to pass. Just remember this, yeah. This is the session that's going to pass, that's going to allow you to pass this paper, huh? So to be read is the advanced information that we need to read it, okay? Then we have Exhibit 1, Exhibit 2. Then we have to see in advanced information, we have 11 months software data, right? And then we have 12 months data, right? And then in Exhibit 3, there are requirements, right? And then in Exhibit 3, there are requirements. So why are you reading it so slow? Because I am explaining you, right? You have to read it fast and try to understand, Try to understand each and everything. So now, Exhibit 1, information. So have we known about the requirement? No, we haven't got the requirement. Well, what I would suggest to you that I would suggest to you to try reading the requirement first, right? Try reading the requirement first. So why would you suggest that? The reason is that if you read out the requirement, you can easily take down or jot down your points, right? So requirements should be read first in the exam that I would suggest. So let's go here. So if we haven't been given the marks, then what exactly we are going to say here, or how many points to be written, right? How many points here to be written? So the rule is that as many points as you get, right? And yes, in my CR exam, I had some amazing tragedy as well. You can see on my YouTube. I would upload that video as well. Do check my YouTube, the CR tragedy. My name is Abdul Basit. You will see that in one of the exam that it was really hilarious activities being going on because I attempted that exam remote. So you should be seeing that for motivation. Huh? So well, Exhibit 3, instructions from George Castles, Foster's audit manager. I would like you to do the following tasks, okay? Set out and explain the financial reporting adjustments. Guys, I believe that at this level, this requirement seems to be an easy one. Huh? The level that you are, this requirement should be seeing easy one. If you are not seeing this requirement as an easy one, so that means it's going to be a problem, right? Because at the endest level of ICAEW, the reporting adjustments should be easy. If you have done the standards, good. If haven't, have you done the standards in a right manner? Go on to the LMS and try reading the standards again or take the classes again, right? Required in respect of the information provided by Olivia Byrne include journals using relevant account codes. So these are GLs. Here the corporate experience would prevail. Those who have worked in GLs, general ledgers, they know the working, so they would be running that software much more smoothly, right? So in respect of the information provided by Olivia Byrne, include journals using relevant account codes from the data analytics software, right? So here we would be learning, guys, we would be learning to use the software as well in these classes. Yeah, at the now, if you see this complete paper of mine, you guys would be eligible to attempt this paper, right? If you have done enough practice, then you guys would be eligible to attempt and pass out this paper, right? So I'll try to accompany many classes here so that you guys have enough idea that how we're gonna be doing it. Okay. So for each of the two initiatives, there are certain initiatives. Okay, so this is going to be a reporting adjustments. Let's see our favorite standards comes or not, right? For each of the two initiatives, set out and explain the correct financial reporting treatment, include any additional information you require, and where possible, provide correcting journals. Correcting journals means correcting entry, right? I used to say it a correcting entry, relevant account codes from data analytics software. So they have given you some initiatives. We don't know about anything since we haven't read about advanced information. So we'll be reading it as well. Set out and explain the correct financial reporting treatment. Again, a financial reporting treatment. Oh my God, the examiner seems to be very happy with us, including the advanced information you require. The thing is that, sir, in this requirement and in this requirement, how much to write? The thing is that as many points as you get, there is no limit, right? If the data allows you write 12 points here, but 19 points here, so then you have to write it. Sir, but if we just got 3 points, no worry, write 3 points and go on to the next requirement. It's what it is, right? This is what it is. You have to do it, guys. Otherwise, this paper wouldn't be able to be completed. If you goes to the qualitatively, the paper could be the problem, as you'll be going on to questions again and again, seeing down the requirements. This isn't going to be the case, right? You have to write it again. Then, so again, a financial reporting adjustment. Then we have again the financial reporting adjustment. Then Ben's analysis of revenue and cost of material, right? And your journals from two. So Ben has done some analysis. We have to update it. and cost of materials, right, and your journals to include the results of LSK for the full year. So again, we need to read exhibit to get an idea, because honestly, while reading this requirement, I don't get any idea, right? Using your analysis in 3A and any relevant additional preliminary analytical procedures, identify and explain the significant risk of material misstatement for revenue and related accounting balance. So this requirement, I would say this is a connected requirement. Huh? I would say that this is a connected requirement. So why? The thing is that in your analysis in 3A and relevant additional preliminary analytical procedures, what we have to do, we have to explain a risk of material misstatement. So that means some accounting errors, if there are, or risk of accounting errors. Huh? Here we were sure to suggest the reporting adjustments, but here we are going to comment on risk, that the risk that we found out, or we believe that there are, right, for revenue and related account balances to include audit risk arising from the two initiatives to identify trends and relationships. So, sir, while reading this, we are pretty sure now that accounting software is going to be a really good one, right? While reading this, we are pretty sure now that accounting software and grip on that software and think of these would be very, very much required. So yeah, these are required, and then you should be really happy to do these things, right? So there are 4 requirements, guys. One is financial reporting adjustments. Other one is the correct treatment that you have to suggest. Third one is that someone has done analysis before, and you have to comment on its analysis, that whether it's right or wrong. And the fourth one is some risk and risk of material misstatements, right? Risk and risk of material misstatements, right? So I believe that you got the idea of reading the requirement first. So now you can read at least both of the exhibits, because in exam you would have read the advanced information first, right? In exam you would have read the advanced information first. So let's have a look here. Information on the new production facility project. I believe this should be IES 16. I'm not sure. I haven't read it. I'm reading this first time with you. But what I see is that IES 16 would play a major role here, okay? Olivia Vine. So on 1 January 2023, LSK began a project to make more efficient use of energy and water in production, okay? So now see, we are familiarizing it with the companies. The project was completed by the end of April 2023. Okay, so Jan 23 would be the first date, and it got completed on April 2023. A new machine to support the project was brought into operation on 1st July 2023. Okay, so 1st July 2023. Now, in December 2023, as part of the year-end adjustments, I capitalized the total project cost by transferring these costs from account. So what is this? This is a GL. Once we'll do the practice on, this is general ledger, once for prepaid expenses. So once we'll open the software, you would have got an idea that how we're going to be doing it. Don't worry, we'll be conducting many classes on software as well. So in December 2023, as part of year-end adjustments, I capitalized the total project cost from the prepaid expenses. So what we did might be we did asset, debit, and prepaid expenses credit. We did that, right? Assets debit, we capitalize it, and expenses to be credited. So I have set out total project cost. Now, guys, I believe that this is purely an IES 16 scenario. How, sir? If you haven't done IES 16, I would suggest please go to the accounting standards classes, which we have uploaded for you. Now, cost of machine, installation cost, transportation cost. Oh, whether this needs to be capitalized or not, I believe You remember the rule, huh? The rule was that every cost that allowed you to brought that asset into the working conditions that needs to be capitalized, right? Software to integrate, and then training cost. I believe that this shouldn't be capitalized. Training isn't capitalized. The employees are never capitalized. So this was wrongly capitalized. Therefore, they were asking you, huh? This requirement seems easy, I would say, huh? They were asking you the financial reporting adjustments, huh? Freight costs, project cost delays, penalty clauses were enforced by LSK distributors. So they have capitalized the penalty clauses as well. I'm not commenting now that whether they should be done or not. Just think of it, huh? A penalty cost is capitalized. Would you believe that? Huh? A penalty cost is capitalized because of delays. Project management consultancy cost. Okay, so total project cost it is, and now the machine is used to extract water from nearby river and has a 3 years of useful life. Okay, so it's basically extracting water from the river. So LSK has ongoing legal. Now think of the requirements. Think of the requirements that financial reporting. The requirement was financial reporting adjustments required. They have done the treatment, and we have to suggest the adjustments, right? We have to suggest the adjustments. So think of it. Think of it. Forget advanced information. Forget your question 2 or requirement 2 or 3. Just think of it, financial reporting adjustments. So IAS 16 adjustments, I believe it's required, right? IAS 16, and then 3 years LSG has ongoing legal obligation. When you think of legal obligation, I believe that IAS 37 might play the role. See, we don't have the requirement wise analysis, right? We don't have that. Then to undertake environmental work to maintain the river. So I believe this is an dismantling cost. In IAS 16, we have learned dismantling cost. In IAS 16, we have learned dismantling cost. So for each of the 3 years, the annual cash outflow from operating the machine will be 1350. Okay, so annual cash outflow would be 1350. This will be paid annually in arrears, with the first payment being made on 30th June 2024. And today's date was 4 November 2024. This story started at 1 January and ended at April. So in 30th June 2024, we have to start paying this dismantling cost, right? 20% of annual cash outflow relates to environmental work, and LSK is obliged to undertake 80% relates to the cost of extracting water and operating the machine. So I've made the provision for the first year environmental cost in this head, and annual discount rate is 6% by LSK. So I would be saying happy DEPI requirement. Why, sir? Why you should be saying a happy DEPI requirement? Because it's simple that there are some wrong capitalization, right? Then there's a specific area of dismantling cost, right? This is a technical area, dismantling cost, and these both requires financial reporting treatment. So those who have done IAS 16 in a good manner, they could comment on it, huh? They could comment on it. So those who have done IAS 16 in good manner, they could definitely comment on it. Okay. So guys, if we just go on to the requirement and see set out. So we have to set out and we have to explain the adjustments required in respect of the information provided, including journals, using account codes from data analytics software. So in this requirement, what I see is a software part is very less. In this requirement, what I see is the software part is very less, but yet again, we'll see that what we can write. But while reading this exhibit, what we see, the management has done some wrong capitalization, one thing. Similarly, there should be a dismantling cost that management has to bear once they are going after 3 years. So they have kind of capitalize it because it's a future cost. So we need to get it in the present, right? It's a future cost. So we need to get it in the present. So that working needs to be checked and that needs to be corrected as well. And these are the two accounting treatments that we see the management needs to be done. Anything else you guys wanted to add, please let me know. Okay. Else, we shouldn't be reading Exhibit 2 first. At least we have got brief idea. So we should be seeing the software, the advanced information and the thing, and then just try to attempt this paper. So anything you guys wanted to add? Sir, the common question that I've got, common questions, that's would you be helping us to learn software, right? To learn software of CR. So yeah, I'll be teaching you how to analyze that. And then, sir, how to attempt CR, like the examination software. So I'll be solving some papers, right? Examination software. So I'll be solving some papers of these examination software on this ICAEW's examination software. So you guys have enough idea that, okay, how to do it. So we'll be doing it. But this is the first question. So I'm trying to solve it in paper with you, right? And the third is that reading the requirement is essential, right? Keeping, or I'll be saying reading, I'll be saying keeping requirement in mind is essential, is essential, that you should be keeping that in mind before, keeping that in mind before while reading the exhibit. We haven't done exhibit 2 yet. We haven't done that, but we have got enough points. So I can say that we have just read the question. We have an idea that what exactly is going to be done in this exhibit. Okay. So any questions if you guys have, please ask, else we'll move on to the next exhibits, requirements, and we'll try to attempt this paper as early as possible. So what we are supposed to do now is we are going to solve the question 1 with the maximum requirements or maximum things that we got. Okay. I hope that you have read or taken the previous part in which we have solved first particular or read first particular requirement. Now the thing is that we have to try to attempt this paper as we have got some of the requirements, right? So we knew exactly that what we should be writing. So let's try it our best, right? We don't know about the marks. This is what the problem is, So let me add things here. Let me add a paper. We haven't read advanced information. We haven't read, as of now, we haven't read advanced information. We haven't read anything, right? And we are trying to solve November 24 CR question 2. Okay, so we are trying to solve it, and we are going to solve question 2 part 1, right? Okay, we'll practice further questions on software as well, right? Further questions of CR would be solved on ICAEW's software as well, right? So don't worry, don't worry, you'll be practicing on software as well. So yes, guys, if you want, I can just copy paste the requirement here as well, so that you have enough idea that what we need to do. So just taking a screenshot just for your help, right? is the requirement. Okay. So financial reporting adjustments. I believe that you know that they capitalized all the cost, which was incorrect, right? We don't know about the marks. So the maximum we can write, we should be writing. Yes, you have to manage the time without losing any sort of time. So the capitalizing. So why you are not drafting or typing it on the ICAW software? See, at this level, the software practice doesn't matter that much. It's the knowledge that you want, but for you guys, I'll be doing it. Don't worry, yeah. For you guys, I'll be doing it. So yeah, the capitalizing of all project cost is incorrect. We won't be saying might be incorrect. We are pretty sure on this that it's incorrect, right? Olivia has transferred all prepaid expenses cost to assets, right? Account, right? And in which account if they have transferred? So it would be great if we could write that. Huh? So prepaid expenses is this account, okay, 1210. So it's going to be great if you can write these sort of accounts. So it's going to be helping you a lot, right? And any asset account that have been transferred, if we can see here, so it isn't, right? Okay, so if it's not given, so no problem. No problem. If it's not given, so no problem. Okay. Now, the project cost related to installation of machine, right? Installation of machine was brought into use on 1st July 2023, right? And therefore should be included in property, plant, and equipment, right? So that was capitalized, so it should be included on 1st July 2023, right? Since it was capitalized. So it should be recorded on property, plant, and equipment, or we can say plant and machinery, which it is, right? And should be depreciated for 6 months, right? And should be depreciated for 6 months period two. Now, what's the year end? What's the year end? So it's 31st December, right? And if the machine is ready till 1st July, right, and it was in operation, so it should be depreciated as well. And once we'll analyze the advance information, we'll get an idea that this wasn't depreciated at all, right? Once you'll analyze the advance information, we'll get an idea that this isn't depreciated at all. So we say that period 2, 31st December 2023. So first comment that you made was of this capitalization, right? Now comment each and everything that whether this should be done or not, right? Just like cost of machine. Okay. So if we see cost of machine, So it's 556, 800. Okay. It's good. Sir, whether this needs to be capitalized or not. So yeah, this needs to be capitalized. This is correctly capitalized, right? Why? Why? As this is the cost of purchase of machine, right? But once you'll see the advanced information, right? Once you'll see the advanced information, this cost is included in work in progress account, right? This cost is included work in progress account 14020. We'll see that software. So that means you need to write it. This cost should be transferred, right? This cost should be transferred in machinery GL. So, sir, do we need to do check these as well? Yeah. Once we'll analyze the advanced information before the exam, we need to see it. We definitely need to see it, right? We definitely need to see it. Then, what's the second cost? Installation cost, right? It's 99,502. So, yeah, this also needs to be capitalized for sure. But this should be part of this cost, right? As this cost allowed it to come into the workable condition, right? So cost of machine, then we have installation cost. Yeah, this is how you need to attempt your paper, right? This is how you need to attempt your paper. So it's 99,502. Now what's that? 99,502. So as this is the part of bringing asset into workable condition, right? Since this cost allow our asset to do in workable condition, right? It's correctly capitalized, right? So it is definitely correctly capitalized, but should be included again. Included in machinery GL. So how do you know that this isn't in machinery GL? We'll open the software and we'll see. Don't worry, okay? Then, any other cost that you believe wish to capitalize? So transportation, deliver new machine to LSK. Yes, this also needs to be capitalized. Right? Transportation cost 163,502. Now, what is it? So again, I'll copy paste this since I have the technology. So I'll just copy it and I'll just paste it. Right? So this is part of bringing asset into workable condition. It's correctly capitalized, right? But again, it should be in the right. Right? GL. Now, software to integrate the machine. Now, here comes the right answer, right? It should be capitalized, but the correct accounting treatment. Anyone? Yes, this should be my separate asset, right? 256,000. I'll copy paste this exactly again. I'll write this here, correctly capitalized, but should be made separately in intangible assets. right? It should be made separately in intangible assets. Now comes the dispute, that's training cost. It's wrongly capitalized. So we should be writing it. Right? So this cost is wrongly capitalized and should be expensed out. This should be expensed out. This must be expensed out, right? In admin training GL. So how do you know about GL? It's in the software. You'll see it. Don't worry. Now, additional outward freight, the project caused delays in production and penalty clauses were enforced by LSK. So these are the penalties, right? And these freight charges and all that, these are because of the management's mistakes. So they cannot make that asset. You are just hindering your P&L, right? So freight is 200,000, right? This cost should be expensed, right, into freight account as it has no relation on bringing asset into workable condition, right? This hasn't any relation to bring that asset into workable condition, right? Now, management and consultancy 30 to 500. Now that depends. Remember, guys, remember that consultancy, right? It's 30 to 500. So what we're going to be saying here, we're going to be saying if this cost was for managing implementation, right? If this cost was managing implementation, so it should be capitalized, right? It should be capitalized. But if it's initial feasibility, if it's initial feasibility, so it should be expensed out, right? So it should be, and it must be expensed out, right? Because it's of initial feasibility. And now total it. So the total cost is 1,369,177, right? So 1,369,177. So this is my total cost now. This is my total cost. Now, adjusting entry. This is something very important now. Adjusting entry. So you have to write the GL, right? And debit and credit as well. So we'll be doing machine, plant and machine. This would be debited, and the amount is which amount? So this, and let's say this. So total it. So it's going to be 852. It's going to be debit, right? 852, 452. It's going to be debit, right? And then debit intangible assets. It's going to be 256,000, right? And then debit rate, since this was an expense, main marks lies here for this entry. So this was 200,000, right? Then debit, the COGS, right? Training and all that. And what was that? It's 6725. And then credit, because they all made it into work in progress asset account. It all made it work in progress asset account. So this would be credited. So this would be credited, and that's 1369177. Okay, so what are the GLs now, if you can tell? So the GLs are 14020, 14040, sir. Where did you get that? From advanced information. Once you'll analyze that, you'll get an idea that these GLs are mentioned in those software. Rate is 50240, 50267, and 14100. So the first part is that you have to suggest the adjusting accounting treatments. And I believe this was an easy part, right? Apart from the analysis of the software, this seems to be an easy part, right? Anything you guys wanted to add, please tell me. Else we'll move on to environmental issue of this question. Anything that isn't clear, please tell me. Else we'll move on to the environmental issue. Yeah. Any no questions? This was an easy. So yeah. So we have to work on this requirement. I've made a first year's provision in this account. We have to look for this account and how much the provision is, and then we have to cross check that whether she has done the right or not. Olivia, right? Olivia has done this accounting treatment, so we have to check it right now. See, once you'll see the advanced information and the software, you'll open the software as well. They have recorded the transaction, right? It has recorded the transaction and the ID is there as well, but it has recorded with 1350 amount, which is wrong. So how can you say that this is wrong? Let me explain. See, the transaction to record the provision is ID. Now I'm writing the ID, right? You will see in the accounting software. So it's 22526, okay, for British pounds 1350K, right? Posted by Olivia, okay, on 5/1/24, right? With date being 31st December 23. So we used to do that. right? What happens is we open the accounting period of 31st December 2023, and we just on this date we open the accounting period and made entry here, so the effect comes before that, right? Effect comes before that. A CFO approval is usually required to open the accounting period, so it's totally upon that, right? And debits have been admin, right? What she has done is admin environmental provision, which is right, debiting the environmental provision or the expense, right? And credit being the liability, right? So credit being the liability, okay? The entry seems to be correct, but the amount needs to be checked, right? So the entry that she has done seems fine, okay? So it's P&L impact and credit being the liability, so it's balance sheet impact, so it's fine. But the amount that she has made, right, it's wrong. 1350 was the final outflow, guys. You should be remembering that, huh? Olivia has accrued wrong amount, okay, as only 20% should be recognized, right? As only 20% should be recognized as a provision. So why? Can you explain? So yeah, I can be explained, right? And then provision should be discounted, right? And then provision should be discounted at discount rate. It should be discounted as well. It should be discounted as well. So for example, let me show you 30th June 24, 25, 26. So it's going to be this, which is 1350000, 1350000, 1350000, then 20%. Why, sir? Read here, please. 20% of the annual cash outflow relates to the environmental work. So we shouldn't be capitalizing this amount, or we shouldn't be making a provision of this amount. We should be making a provision of 20% to that, right? Which is 270,000, 270,000, and then 270,000 as well. And then discounted at 6%. So it's going to be a discount factor 0.943, 1 upon 1 plus R, if you remember the formula, raised to power n. So 943, 0.89, 0.84. So it's going to be 254,610, 240, 300, right? And then 226. Let me calculate 800. So it's going to be 721710, right? So it's going to be 721710. Okay. So Olivia's spelling errors can be done. Huh? Initial entry requires adjustment, right? So what adjustment is required? It's simple. That credit, admin, environmental provision, this that she debited. So we'll be crediting it for sure. That's 1350000. right? And then we'll be debiting two things. One is machinery, the asset that she have credited, and environmental provision that should be credited, and environmental provision that should be credited. So 1350 environmental provision is sorry, this needs to be my asset, right? So 721710, and balancing figure should be my environmental provision at 628290, right? And one more thing is the provision would bring finance cost or unwinding of discount. Finance cost. We used to uh, write these unwinding of discount. A term here, unwinding of discount, right? That should be 721710. This is my asset, right? Into 6%. And since it's just 6 months, so 6 divided by 12. So it's going to be an interest cost of 21,651, which is going to be debit finance cost 21,651, and it's going to be credit at environmental provision. And if you written the GLs, it's going to be the grade 1, right? If you written the GLs, it's pretty going to be grade 1. Okay. The GL would be 74000. You have to search in the software. I'll teach you how to do that. 27100. So 21651. Right, guys? Now, depreciation. Yes, since there would be the assets that you have made, it's in the both of the requirements requires depreciation as well, right? So let's do this. The first asset was how much? Journal 1 was 852, 452. Where did this come from? This here. And then J2 was 721. That's capitalization 710. So it came 1574162. And then J3 is software. The general 3 is software. It's going to be 256,000. So guys, let's do this. 1574162 divided by 3, right, into 6 upon 12. It's number of years, and this is months. So it's going to be 262,360, right? And here we come, 256,000 divided by 3, since the project's life is for 3 months. So it's going to be 42,667, right? So now the last entry for this debit, that GL would be 50500, cost of sales, depreciation 305027, the accumulated depreciation, that's 12400. So how did you get that GL from the software? And I dived in chart of accounts. So those of you guys who have worked in an industry, it would be easy for them, but I'll teach them, those who are not working yet. So it went to debit there, and 42,667, as this is for software accumulated depreciation. and then credit, it's going to be 14020. It's PP&E accumulated depreciation. It's 262,360, and here we got this requirement done. Yeah, we would have done it pretty much earlier if we would have solved it on, I must say, on software. So we'll be doing it, don't worry. So now the marks. What do you think that of this complete journals and all that, how much marks would we have got? It's see a total marks in the examiner answer. If you'd see total available for this requirement, it's isn't in the question, it's in the examiner answer. So 8 marks. So we've just got 8 marks by writing all these. See, I've written it with perfection, right? I've tried writing it with perfection. So you are not sure that you should be writing it like this, but if you have attempted somehow 70-80%, so you would have got 8 marks easily. I've written GLs, I've totaled the amount, I've written the entries. So yeah, we need to do it, and once we are able to do it, so we can easily requirement done. Okay, guys. So for this session, it is all. In the next class, we're gonna be trying to do this requirement and reading this exhibit. So there'll be multiple classes for one particular question, and we'll try to do it. So there will be approx 25-30 sessions of mine to do some recent past papers, right? And then you will be prepared once you have done accounting standards, you have done previous papers question, and then you are now doing the recent past papers. So you'll get direct idea. Okay, guys. So this is all for my side. See you in the upcoming session.